Hello everyone, welcome back to Newsroom. I'm Chella Smith. This is your Middle East U.S. entertainment news here on YouTube. I air on Fridays. I bring you the latest on reforms and economics Iraq based on reports put out by the Middle East news media outlets. I do these weekly reviews and it's based off my interest. Make sure you're subscribed and turn those notification bells on so when I'm live or when I have an early release show, you're in the know. And don't forget to smash the like button so others like yourself can find us. Last week we talked about Washington welcoming Iraq, UN General Assembly, banking reforms, and salaries. As I summarize through these articles, let's take a look at this week's headlines. Economy News Baghdad reports the World Gold Council's report for the month of September showed that the gold reserves of Arab countries amounted to 1,515.1 tons, while the gold reserves of countries of the world combined reached 35,664.5 tons. According to the report, which shows what central banks owned in gold, 5 Arab countries account for the lion's share, about 69% of the total Arab countries reserves of the yellow metal. According to the report, the countries are Saudi Arabia with 323.1 tons, Lebanon with 286.8 tons, Algeria 173.6 tons, Iraq with 132.6 tons, Egypt with 125.9 tons. Globally, the United States has 8,133.5 tons, topped with the world in gold reserves, followed by second place with Germany, 3,352.6 tons, then Italy, then France, followed by Russia with the reserves amounting to 2,329.6 tons. The past year has witnessed a desire by gold banks around the world to buy the precious metals in light of economic fluctuation and high inflation rates. Next, foreign companies to adopt Iraqi workers. The Ministry of Oil is developing plans based on oil companies' needs and has mandated foreign firms to employ over 85% of national workers. It means that the ministry is adjusting hiring plans to fit oil companies' needs and requiring foreign companies to hire mostly locals. It could boost local employment in Iraq, helping the economy and reducing foreign influence. Link in the markets and the dinar to the dollar. Iraqi Foreign Minister Fahud Hassan has confirmed the recent U.S.-Iraqi talks have focused on bilateral relations and joint work in the fields of economy, energy, health, and security. He stated that the U.S.-Iraqi relations are distinguished and expanding to include different areas, pointing to Washington's support for Iraq's international position and economic reform and development. Hussein reported that the terms of the security agreement signed between Iraq and Iran have been fully implemented with the return of militias on the Iraqi Kurdistan borders to refugee camps. He also expressed his wishes for intense dialogue with the Turkey on armed Kurdish groups. Hussein denied any agreement with the Turkey to allow it to carry out repeated strikes on PKK forces in northern Iraq. He also mentioned the importance of dialogue with the U.S. Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani met with American Chamber of Commerce members to discuss working environments in the country. He emphasized the importance of investing in sectors other than oil, such as natural resources, to achieve prosperity for the Iraqi people and strengthen the strategic relationship with the U.S. Al-Sudani highlighted the government's efforts to invest revenues in economic sectors other than oil and announced 11 exploratory fields in Edinburgh, Nineveh, and Najaf, including natural gases. He emphasized the importance of economic reform, focusing on providing a favorable business environment for foreign companies. The U.S. should not be limited to security, and the government is working on reducing bureaucracy, stopping corruption, and protecting intelligent property. The government is also working on draft economic reform laws and addressing challenges in trade and investment relations between Iraq and the U.S. The House of Representatives is set to discuss repealing the 2003 Iraq invasion law next week. This comes after months of stalling due to the opposition. The aim is to replace the 2001 authorization to use military force with a new, more narrow-designed authorization. The plan is to introduce a new bill that's more specific for terrorism hotspots. It would need reauthorization every 4 years. The start date isn't mentioned in this report, but it is likely be soon after it's passed. Changes in the military policy can influence economic stability and potentially impact the exchange rate. Major reconstruction campaigns in Iraq. Iraq is launching a major reconstruction campaign with the return of local governments to their effectiveness, ensuring the best services for citizens. The head of the State of Law Coalition, Nuri al-Maliki, welcomes the new ambassador of the United Kingdom to Iraq, Stephen Hitchin. Both sides reviewed the latest political and security developments and discussed the UK's close relations in various fields. Iraq is preparing for local elections at the end of this year to contribute to this process. Mauser Barzani instructs the distribution of salaries immediately with the arrival of 700 billion dinars from Baghdad. The Kurdistan Regional Prime Minister Mauser Barzani has instructed the Ministry of Finance and Economy to distribute monthly salaries of employees and public sector workers in the region if the federal government deposits the first batch of funds. The Council of Ministries of the region has directed all ministries to cooperate with the Office of Financial Supervision, especially regarding the number of employees and their salaries. A high-level delegation from the Kurdistan regional government visited Baghdad last week to solve the problem of financial monthly salaries and secured Kurdistan shares of the budget. A formula of understanding was reached, and the Council of Ministers amended its previous decision number 23500 of 2023 to include Rafidalian, Al Rashid, and TBI Bank lending 2,100 billion dinars for the current fiscal year. The Ministry of Finance will place a bank deposit equal to the loan amount, and the Federal Financial Supervisory Office will audit the numbers of employees and salaries within 30 days. And you've been watching Newsroom Weekly Review. I'm Chella Smith with your Middle East U.S. entertainment news here on Reforms and Economics Iraq. I bring you the latest in our news without having to keep up with all the different outlets. I'm here on YouTube every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe and turn those notification bells on. If you like my content, you can give me a thumbs up. If you really like my content, you can always seed a super chat or a super thanks in the comment section below. Again, thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for visiting Newsroom Chella Smith for your trusted Dinar news. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Make sure you join us Fridays, 4 p.m. with Newsroom Updates with Chella Smith Entertainment News.